So I'm delighted to say that we're joined by Sean Fitzpatrick, Chairman of the Laureus Academy. Sean, welcome to our live broadcast, live
Thank
stream.
You. Nice to be here.
Showing a bit of behind the scenes ahead of the start or ahead of the awards tomorrow.
Okay.
But, you know, as we were speaking to Adam Fraser earlier, often this is almost a more important phase in one respect, because we've just had the Sport for Good winners as well, who you announced.
Yes.
Just talk us a little bit through that moment and what that means to
It's pretty cool,
Laureus.
actually, sort of to be involved in that and to be able to announce the winner. And to be honest, as Michael Johnson said, he said it's so hard to pick a winner because we have 200 projects and they're all winners. But we have got to pick one. And the South Bronx United won it from New York. And Andrew, the founder of it, has just created an amazing project, changing the lives of children. And you know, this is our first award of 2020 of the weekend, so it's wonderful to do that, to start with that, because that's what really we're about. We celebrate excellence in sport, but to be honest, the Sport for Good movement for us is so important. 20 years ago, 2001, we had our first project, MISA. We're still supporting MISA. But you know, some numbers Adam gave us on our meeting yesterday, you know, 6 million children in 20 years we've changed the lives of. Last year, let alone 2019, 300,000. Just unbelievable numbers. We've raised 150 million euros and it continues to grow. And you were there at the announcement to see those children, you know, Mohammed and Maria, to see how they now, as the girls last year from UR, they can dream. They can now dream because of the project work.
There's this incredible photo that I saw in a release today. Staircase, Laureus Academy members down the side, and your latest member, 69th, Brian Abana, walking down. I heard he was very emotional. What does it mean to have Brian join the Academy?
Phenomenal. He's a true champion. You put his prowesses aside, and just what an incredible athlete he was. Rugby player, you know, World Cup winner, Player of the Year one year, most tries, you know, 123 caps for South Africa, and most of all, he's a good person. And he's been involved with Laureus for a number of years as an ambassador, and he is everything we want going forward as an Academy member. And he's hugely passionate, and we're thrilled to have him on board. He's like I am. I'm still, you know, I'm like a kid in a candy shop, you know, mixing with these legends of sport. But we've got some really good people, and Brian's just adding to the pot.
You do have some really good people and incredible people in the Academy. One of the awards tomorrow is Team of the Year. As a rugby man, and I know that you can't tell us who you would have voted for in terms of the awards, but I mean, Siya Kolisi's Springbok side and the World Cup in Japan, and as somebody who obviously has history with a similar kind of moments, even though you're on the wrong side of the results, just talk us through what that moment meant to you. I know.
I just think I went to the World Cup. Obviously, we covered all the pool games in the UK, and then we went out for the quarter semis final. Firstly, it was the best World Cup I've ever been to, and no disrespect to New Zealand and South Africa. It was just phenomenal. Just the way they hosted us, the quality of the rugby I thought was really good. The tactics, the different styles of the coaches, and then for South Africa to win in the way they did. I didn't really see that coming. You know, after the way they played in the semi-final and the way that England played in the semi-final, I thought that's going to be a tough one to beat. But they were phenomenal. Once again, the coach had a major influence in terms of what Racy did with the tactics for the game. And you know, we speak a lot about '95. And that was game changing. And in terms of what we do here at Laureus, you know, Mandela has had such an effect on us, given us a legacy to go forward. But then to see what 2019 did, and to listen to the guys, the South Africans saying, to be honest, we think this is bigger than '95 with what Siya has done. And you know, you have to agree, some of those scenes that came out of South Africa, you know, when they returned, and they were so humble. They were a real team. And that comes from the leadership, and Siya has led this team superbly. He's continued to do that. He's been under a huge amount of pressure to be everywhere. He's going to be with us tomorrow night, which we're so thrilled. They are worthy nominees. That's all I can say. And I'd love the Springboks to win because they, our theme for this year is sport unites us.
Yes.
And what better example of sport uniting a nation? And I'm just over the moon. I just, as a sports lover, as I said, it was the best World Cup, best sporting event of 2019, and we had some amazing events in 2019. But I just think the Springboks did a wonderful job, and you should be very proud.
As a Kiwi, that in terms of the All Blacks, consistency of performance is kind of the hallmark of All Black rugby. What would your advice be to the Springboks, SA Rugby, to make sure what they've managed to achieve in the last 18 months, 2 years, is able to be replicated over the cycle?
That's a challenge, and you're even seeing in the Six Nations, England, they haven't got back to the performance that they played against the All Blacks. That's their challenge, to get back to that level. And you look at great players, great teams. Probably the number one factor is longevity of putting those performances week in, week out. What I love about the All Blacks, and having been an All Black, is that we expect the All Blacks to win, and that's when you're pretty good when you're expected to win. And we were devastated when they lost, so we should be. So the challenge for the Springboks is to be better than what they were in 2019, and that's individual players and collectively. Because it's very easy to sit back on your laurels and we're world champions. We have a great saying in the All Blacks: celebrate success but park it quickly. Remember your losses more than your wins, which is not easy to do sometimes when you're the top dog. And the pressure of expectation. That's how they handle that. You look in 2019, the Irish didn't handle that very well when they became the best team in the world. The expectation they should play like that every time. So, players and coaches of that team to be able to back it up. The All Blacks back-to-back World Cups, that was absolutely phenomenal what they did, and they wanted a three-peat. Unfortunately, they fell a game short, so you can't take anything away from Steve Hansen. He's the greatest All Black coach we've had, and has left the All Blacks in good shape.
Sean, thank you so much for your time. I know you've got lots of duties as the chairman.
So this is live streaming now. We're live streaming to who? Have you got any followers or not?
To the globe. This is the global on Jacaranda FM. You're going to be walking, and you're going to be walking on the red carpet tomorrow night as well. So do stop and say hi.
I'd love to. Thank you.
That'd be great
Pleasure.
to see you. Sean, thank you so much.
And say hi to Doug Ryder.
I will do. You're going to see him tomorrow as well. So
perfect.
We'll see you at the Tour de France.
NTT. Love to. We'd love to come.
Okay,
Look at this is all green. This is your colour.
Yeah, well, we're not blue actually.
Oh, you're blue now.
This harks back to that as well. But yeah, we'll see you at the Tour de France.
Okay, love to. Thank you.
Deal.
Done.
Cool. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thanks, mate.
Sean Fitzpatrick.
Thank you.
Laureus Academy Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.